Hey guys, it's Lex here coming at you with another video. I'm just really upset because of how we are treated in this world for many years, hundreds of years, and it's really fucked up. I made a video, I think last week, and someone who I speak to in the comments always tells me to check out these videos and stuff. So I checked out a playlist with about like 20 videos, probably more. I watched almost all of them. A lot of them are just visual, like you see pictures of things like where did the Indians go, and I took notes. And I also researched some more things, so I took some notes. So this note thing is hard for me because I like to just speak. So know who you are. Can't nobody tell you who you are. If you know that you are Aboriginal, Indigenous, no one can tell you who you are. Forget what history books and books say and white history says. You are who you are. Information is power. The reason that I want you to know this because information is power. If you knew who you were, you would be powerful. You cannot kill power. Information is power, and you cannot kill power. Natives look different ways. I'm just suggesting some stuff in the comments too, because there is not one way to look indigenous. There are many kinds of indigenous looking people. There's dark, there's the blue, black, there's brown. I'm brown, I'm red. I'm red, I guess, so I'm brown, whatever. There's different kind of hair, wavy, curly, bushy. I have really wavy hair sometimes. Sometimes it looks like this, and sometimes it looks like this. It just depends on the weather. It could be afro, it could be bushy, it could be curly. It does not matter. What is in your spirit and what is in your heart makes you who you are. Stop trying to push what you learned in school in like 8th grade onto who I am in my life. American Indians and Alaska Natives are the only racial groups in the U.S. required to prove their ethnic origins. Why do we have to prove it? So if I say I'm white, I could be white. I don't have to prove that I'm white. If I say I'm Chinese, Korean, I don't have to prove that I'm Korean. If I say I'm Jewish, I don't have to prove that I'm a Jew. 52 Americans claim African Indian ancestry on the 2010 U.S. censorship. The government recognized roughly half of 52 million people as Indians. We go way back. Pyramids are all over the world. I know people just think about the pyramids in Egypt. Pyramids are everywhere. There's pyramids in California. There's pyramids all over in South America, North America, Mexico. They're everywhere. A lot of them, hundreds of them probably haven't even been found yet. They're just sitting there and untrained, looking like mountains. And people just like, oh, that's the mountain. Oh, that's just, it just pisses me off. So what if the Egyptians built the pyramids and they were African, who built the pyramids in America? And what were those people? Were those people slaves brought over? No, because they were here before that was even thought of or taught or shared. We were everywhere. Aboriginal people were everywhere. We were not just here or there. We were everywhere. People keep talking about Africa. What about Australia? What about those people? We were everywhere. We are the people of this world. There's signs everywhere to who we are, who we were, right? Slave ships are a myth. Slave ships are a myth. Where are all these factories that built slave ships? Where are the factories along the way and back where they had to stop to fix their shit? Because the ships got fucked up along the way. So where are these ships? Where are these shops to fix it? How many slave ships were built? Where are they? All the people dive under the ocean finding gold, finding pirate ships, finding places, finding sculptures that look black, finding lost places. But where the slave ships that you ain't find not one ship? Not one ship. 300 people lived stacked up in a ship. So why nobody died? Why everyone didn't die from the feces and the piss on this long ass voyage? So you telling me a group of white men who were probably sick, diseased, hungry, starving went to a place they never been and told 300 Africans, mostly 6 foot tall, strong warriors, come with me. It's 18 of us. We have guns. We're gonna take you. And no one fought back. They just said, okay, let's go. We're going to go on a trip. So these are super slave masters. They had to be like 6'9" slave masters. And back then, the white people were not that big. And this lasted for 300 years. That people just going back and forth. No one saw people get taken and be like, you know what? Next time they come, we're going to whip their. No one. Whatever. If you believe that shit, you believe in Santa Claus as well, I guess, because all this shit is lies. And if you look at art before, like you look at art of Indians and they all were black. If you could Google, you could search it, you could look at it in a book, you could go to the library if it makes you feel better. You look at the art that people painted of Indians like 1800s, 1750. 1600s. Why are all the Indians darker than me or my color or etc. brown? So where did all those Indians descend from? Africa? Gory Island thing is a sham. The Gory Island is the place in Africa where they have like the last place the slaves saw before they left, and it's like a little tunnel, and they bring them to, and it's supposed to be like boats sitting there waiting. All around that shit is rocks. The reef is so high it'll fuck a ship up. A wood ship would have been cracked. Water would have flooded it. Gory Island is fake. Too many rocks for boats to land. 1620 Plymouth Rock. And I know everyone, this is a famous quote from Plymouth Rock. We did not land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. We did not go to another place and land on them. They came to where we were and they landed on us. That's in 1620 Plymouth Rock was established. 1607 Jamestown, VA. But no one talks about the colonies who arrived here and were killed. 15,000 of them killed by who? Ghosts, wolves, the native original people who were already there. In 1705, children were born to black women and branded as Negroes. Why? Who taught Europeans about medicine, food, housing? Oh, the Indians from the Columbus story, huh? It was you. It was your ancestors. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little pissed off. We taught them about this stuff, then they stole our birthright, our land, our talent, and our talent. With paper. They took a paper and told you that this is not yours anymore. Leave. They took paper and took your lives, took your families, broke up centuries and centuries of tradition, and value and hope and pride of a people with a piece of fucking paper. They still do that today with money, which is a piece of fucking paper or cotton, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The Louisiana Purchase How can Spain or France, whatever, give away land, sell land to somewhere else, and they never fucking owned it? People, thousands of tribes live there. Lewis and Clark, they found Chickawaw, I forgot her name, Chickawawi, whatever, and she helped them around. She helped them not get killed. So how can someone sell something that they didn't own with people living on it in the first fucking place? Think about that. Think about that. George Washington cut down the cherry tree. Indigenous people had a flag. One group, I think they call them the Moors, the Indigenous Moors. They had a red flag with a green tree. So George Washington, he couldn't tell a lie, so he told the truth. I cut down the cherry tree. I killed the Indians. I forced them out their home. He couldn't tell a lie, so he told the truth. And the truth was that he took over land that was not his by killing and enslaving and raping and pillaging people. The Dawes Rolls. If you don't know what the Dawes Rolls is, look it up. Dawes. The Dawes Roll Commission. It just makes me mad. So it commissions the 5 civilized tribes. So the roles were what determine what tribes get what land and they get benefits, right? They didn't want blacks to get benefits, so they also made the Freeman's List just for blacks and any full-blood Native American who had African American features. They allow white citizens to claim Indian. They call them $5 Indians because they paid $5 just to say they were half-blood Indians. They could receive land benefits, don't pay taxes, free college, land. I Cody was one of those white Indians that they put all over the media in the 1970s to give you an image of what Indians look like. And he was a crying Indian. He was sad because of like land and pollution commercials. He wasn't even fucking Indian. Both of his parents were Sicilian and from Sicily. Google I Cody. I know you want to believe that you came from Africa and you were a king and shit. And the first human started in Africa, so it's a pride thing. That shit's not real. Remember when the land was all one mass, one continent, and it wasn't broken up yet? We were here. We were here. And we were everywhere. We wasn't just sitting in the part of the continent that was Africa. We was all over that landmass. That landmass broke up. We stayed where we were. Obviously, we didn't make boats and shit and sail across. So how we all originated in one place when the one place was all together? Don't believe what you're told. A lot of confusion amongst our people. We are divided by religion, islands, race, color, sex, wealth. We are all the same people. Columbus got lost. Columbus did not get lost. Back in the day, America was called India, and India was called Bharat. If you look at it, India was not called India yet. So he did not get lost. What happened was his ass landed in Haiti and DR and had to go back and ask for more money. And they was like, nope, somebody already did that, been there, done that. So what he found, they wanted to search us. They wasn't the first boat. People kept telling tales of these copper-colored people living everywhere they went in the Americas, meaning South America, North America, Jamaica, the islands and the Virgin Islands. All those places, people were there, and they was talking about how these people live. Cut and paste. The cut and paste people of history. The white man finds glorious ways to cut and paste history to glorify himself, to push his views and points of views on the world. And they did a wonderful job. I was reading a comment on my last video, a girl from Africa. She said she lives in Africa and she feels like America is where she's belong because in Africa, the white people treat you so bad. People treat you bad. Only people get treated right is white people. In Africa. You're from Africa, go home so you can come back here and remember that this is where you're from. Your ancestors died here, they built here, they loved here. This is their blood is here. And your ass want to run across the sea to Africa? You want to abandon your native land and go to fucking Africa? Are you serious? You can't be serious. All African Americans are the original people and are the native Indians. Don't believe the DNA hoax. So I watch these videos, and it's astounding to me that these videos get 20 to 40,000 of views, because yes, I know how many people's looking to find out who they are, and everyone is come. I'm 90. It was a girl. I was looking at this girl. She was so fucking white. She was so white, but she's black. She was so light. She looked like a fucking Indian, and her DNA told her she was 89% sub-African desert. She was so shocked. She said her family been telling her for years and years that she was Indian. Her grandmother, her great grandmother, you're Indian. She was less than 1% indigenous. How? History will never be told by the lion. It will never be told from the perspective of the lion. The hunter will always tell you what you are and what happened. Don't believe this shit. All this shit is a hoax. The land of flowers, which is Florida, there was a big battle with the invaders, I guess the Europeans and the Indians, and he handed over his whole army to the invaders. And it happened in the land of flowers, which is now known as Florida. We don't think for ourselves. We don't accept it. Black people accept the truth only if they like it. They rather go along with what they're told than rather what they know or what they feel. Why are we the only race that does this? We rather have scraps from the white people and take, this is what you are, this is what you got, take it. And we just take it and we just like, yes, sir, I pray to Krishna. How can you be African if you existed before the name Africa? How can you be African if you existed, your people before you existed, before the white man came and named that Africa? How can you be African? How can you be an African American if both things were not around when you were? Slave minded. Who got together to name each other blacks? Who got together and said, you know what, we're going to be African Americans? Who got together and said that all Indians now going to be called colored or Negroes? It wasn't you. It wasn't your people. If you allow other people to tell you what you are and who you are a slave. You are a slave. I no longer believe that all races come from one human being. I don't. I'm so sorry. So all animals came from one animal. All birds came from one bird. All dogs came from one dog. All cats came from one cat. All snakes from one snake. All fish from one fish. All humans did not come from one human being. I'm sorry, I just no longer believe that. They used to call America the Egypt of the West. This is your homeland. This is not Africa, not far, far, far away. This is your homeland. So this is what I was thinking. I was thinking that we get together, we buy a plot of land, we farm it, we grow things, we build our own homes, and we live there. We don't use money. Hope this don't get me killed. We don't use money. We trade. We share. We care about each other. Sounds hard. Did it before. We live off the land. We make our own clothes. We need nothing from the outside world. It might not start off that we need nothing, but the end result is that we need nothing. We're self-sustained. Anyone born after 1950 is an American, no, fuck that, is an Aboriginary, I can't say that word, Native Original Indian. Take a moment as people to understand why we are being oppressed. Think about it. Why do you think they don't want us to know these things? Why do you think they slave us? Why do you think they treat us like garbage even to this day? All African Americans are Indian. Every brown, black, chinky eyed, brown, straight, wavy, hazel eyed, light skinned, clear, Virgin Islander, Haitian, Australian Aborigine is Indian. You are native. You are original. You are indigenous. How do you feel about my idea for land? And thank you for watching this video. And I hope I didn't offend nobody. I just get really, really passionate about it. And I'm really, really pissed off about a lot of this stuff. And I feel bad because I used to always laugh at my great aunt when she said stuff like this. Like, she don't know what she's talking about. We ain't no Indians. And then now look, I discovered many, many moons after she died that I am.